What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, and welcome to our first preview show of the Euros. Obviously, it is England's first game on Sunday. England against Croatia, a rerun of the semi-final of the 2018 World Cup. How are you feeling coming into this, Sim?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for another international tournament. I'm excited for... I think England have a very strong squad this year, really strong squad, especially looking at our forward line. There is a real plethora of options for Gareth Southgate to choose from. So many different attacking options, all of them offer different threats as well, which is why it's also exciting about going into this game. I think Croatia are not as good as they were a few years ago. I think they're still a very good side, but England should definitely not fear anyone going into this tournament. And especially if we can keep it tight at the back, our forward line should be able to hurt anyone. Harry Kane had one of the best seasons of his career. Jack Grealish was a nominee for Player of the Year with his season. You got Phil Foden, Jadon Sancho, unbelievable talent, and you got Marcus Rashford and Raheem Sterling. Despite not having the best years, are always going to be a massive threat with their pace and their finishing ability. Then you got Mason Mount. It just goes on and on. Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a very strong season, so I'm really looking forward to how those players link up. I'm really looking forward to some good positive attacking football and attacking displays, and I just can't wait for a whole month of tournament football. That's what we live for.
Yeah, it really is. And when you're looking at Croatia, yeah, they dumped us out of the World Cup in 2018. They always seem to have like a strong tournament, or like they seem to impress everyone every tournament. But looking at this Croatia squad, they've won 2 of their last 9 games. Those 2 games were against Cyprus and Malta. They've had poor results. They've lost against Slovenia, they've drawn against Armenia, and then lost against Sweden, drawn against Turkey, and then obviously lost against big teams like France, Portugal, Belgium. Are they as strong this year as previous tournaments?
No. I mean, I don't know what their record was going to the other tournaments, but it's just natural that their squad is pretty much the same as it was 3 years ago. You compare our squad 3 years ago to this one now, it's very different, I think. Compared to, especially the forward line, compared to theirs, it's pretty much the same. All their big players, all the big hitters are still there.
No veteran Chorluka, mate.
Chorluka misses out, unfortunately for him, but, Modric, Kovacic, Rebic, Lovren, Vida, Visalko, all these players, Perisic, they're all still big parts of their team, and they've aged 3 years. So they're not going to be as sharp and as good as they were 3 years ago. That's just natural. That's just expected. So I don't think Croatia are as strong as they were 3 years ago, and I don't think we should be fearing them. I do think they're still a solid team, and they're going to be very hard to play against, especially during a tournament where they're going to be on top of their game for that whole month. I'm sure of it, because they're very... always, when they step up for their country, they're always putting a good performance, especially in a tournament. But definitely, we should be favourites. We should not be fearing them, and we should go and play to our strengths on Sunday.
Having said that, we should have been favourites in 2018 as well. I mean, we were favourites in 2018, weren't we, going into that semi-final?
I think so, yeah.
And even the way the game panned out that day, I still think on the balance of play we should have taken the spot in the final.
I think we bottled it. That's just a fact, because I think we started well. We got the goal. I think even then we were creating a few chances, and then I think as it got closer and closer to that final whistle, I think the players started to feel the pressure. They stopped. Like, have you seen that individual highlights video of Jordan Henderson from that semi-final? No. So gets replayed because people say like he had an awful game, and if you see those individual highlights video of him, like every time he got the ball, he was just smacking it clear every time. This is like the 60th minute. He wasn't even looking for a pass. He was just smacking it here, smacking it clear. And we were basically, I think, the closer we got to the final whistle, the more and more nervous we were getting, and that was a big reason why I think the nerves started to kick in, and I think we ended up not playing to our full potential. And Croatia kind of, in their other games, they were used to be taken to extra time and that kind of thing. So they were used to going later on and staying in the game. And I think they had the more experienced players. They were more composed. They knew how to deal with the situation, and that's what got them through. It was more experience and talent, I think, for their semi-final.
Do you think that will kind of stand us in good stead this tournament, where since then a lot of these players in our squad have won the Champions League now, have won countless amount of Premier Leagues. They've gone on there and won big trophies on the big stages. Yeah. When you look at players like Phil Foden, 2-time Premier League winner, Mason Mount just coming off the back of a Champions League win, Jordan Henderson has won the Premier League and the Champions League. The list goes on, really. Ben Chilwell, Kieran Trippier's just won the league in Spain. John Stones just had a brilliant season on the back of a Man City title-winning team. Kyle Walker as well. I mean, these players are all coming off the back of big trophies since that World Cup. Do you think that will stand us in good stead? Because in that World Cup, they were all kind of very young players, not with much experience.
Yeah, and also there wasn't much expected of them last World Cup. Everyone was expecting them to maybe get to the quarters maximum or last 16. No one really expected them to get to the semi-final. So with each win, it was kind of like no expectation. So everyone was just happy to win games, but there's a different kind of expectation this time around. Hopefully they can deal with that, and hopefully these players, I think people like Kane is ready to step up in these big moments. Henderson, these kind of players. Walker's been in big moments now, so I think the experience would have helped them from last World Cup after what happened and how we fell away in that semi-final. And it's very, very important we don't let the same thing happen in this tournament. And I think it definitely would. I think these players are more mature. The unity still seems to be there, and I think the talent is greater than it was in 2018.
We had a prime Dele Alli in 2018.
Yeah, look, I think that's the
and
thing.
Eric Dyer.
We had our front options in 2018 was Henderson, Lingard, Dele, with Sterling and Kane up front, and I think now. I think it's
night and day now.
It's so much better now. Yeah. So much better now with Foden, Grealish, Mount. I mean, those players are unstoppable at times.
And it's not just like the talent we have there. Like I said, like the talent that we've got going forward, more likely most of them have won stuff now, won big trophies. When you look at Mason Mount, Jack Grealish has been at Aston Villa, but he's been a complete standout player in the Premier League this season. Phil Foden as well, like I said, standout player in a title-winning side this season. So these players should be used to playing in the big games.
Absolutely. So I think
even Harry Kane has played a Champions League final.
Yeah, look, Kane, I'm sure, is going to step up and want to do his utmost for his country. He said before how much he values playing for England. Even he was asked if he would rather win a Premier League or a World Cup, and he said a World Cup.
He says England first, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what he said. So I'm sure he's going to be on top of his game, and we've got so many good. The thing is, it's not just how many good attacking players we have. It's a variety. That's what I'm excited about. We've got pace, we've got creativity, we've got guile, we've got players who can shoot from range, we've got players who can get into the back post and attack the space. We've got players who can run it behind. We've got players who we can handle deep lying defences. We've got so many different types of plans of attack that if we can't get a tune out of these attacking players, then Southgate has to take a lot of responsibility for that. A lot, because any manager worth his salt should be able to get a serious tune out of these attacking players.
Very true. And following on from that, Adam Phillip in the comment section says, England have nearly everything except for a manager. What would you say to that?
Pretty much. I think, first of all, I'd say a top-class goalkeeper, we're probably missing right now, but Henderson could easily become that in the next few years. Centre-backs in Maguire, when Maguire and Stones are fully fit, it's pretty solid, but I would say other countries maybe have better, but I think that, I would say they're in probably Stones and Maguire, they're two of the top centre-backs last season in the Premier League, so they're not to be sniffed at either. Central midfield, we have Rice, Bellingham, Phillips and Henderson. I think on paper there are better central midfielders around Europe than them, but they're still pretty good. I think other countries might be a bit stronger in those areas, but when it comes to wingers, when it comes to fullbacks, when it comes to strikers, there aren't many countries, if any, who have the depth of quality that we have.
I'd say maybe France and Portugal up there.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think they're up there, but we're definitely comparable, at least, to them. Comparable, for sure.
Comparable, but I do think France and Portugal might just edge it. But
I'm
I think
not so sure. You've got Mbappe, who's Mbappe, but then apart from him, you've got Griezmann, you've got Giroud, Benzema, you got Marcus Thuram. But you look at our players.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I think they could be better. Yeah. I think they could be better than that in terms of as a collective.
Maybe the Portugal one, though. Look at the Portugal, who they've got going forward.
Again, very, very talented. Ronaldo, Felix, Bernardo Silva, Diogo Jota, Andre Silva.
In Germany.
Yeah,
35 goals or something he scored this season.
Yeah, he's good. He's also a very good player. 35 in the Bundesliga.
No, I think altogether.
35, so that's also very impressive. He's also a good player, but he's also not done it at other clubs as well, Andre Silva. So, he was at AC Milan, didn't exactly pull up any trees there. But fair enough, look, he's had a great year. But when you look at our options, I think in terms of depth, variety, and quality, I think we might be the best. I think we might be the best.
In terms of depth, maybe I get your point, but I think as a like a starting 11 front three.
Yeah, then we're definitely, other clubs can definitely match us. But as depth of a squad, I think we might have the best.
Yeah, I might agree with you there. Definitely going forward anyway, that's for
because when you take Benzema, Mbappe and Griezmann, it's hard to compete with that. When you take Felix,
Ronaldo and Andre Silva or Diego Jota or
but I think ours is better than that. I think ours is better than that.
Maybe.
Yeah, because we've got Grealish, Kane, Foden, Sancho, Sterling. When he's also a 20-goal season when he's had a good season. Mount as well. So many unbelievably talented players.
There are. No, you're right there. Definitely. Let me tell you how this video is going to be structured. So the link for the members is in the community section right now. If you want to come on and have your say,
maybe should open it up to anyone actually
on England. We're going to open it up to everyone. So we're going to put it in the comment section. So if you want to come on and have your say, all you have to do is click the link and you'll be added into the back end, and our lovely team at the back will be letting you in. So let me just put that in for you. Just give me 1 second.
Samuel Beckett has asked a question. He says, "Hi guys, could you explain the meetup live screening, as I wanted to book it, but I wasn't sure what it includes and if we can actually watch the game." Yes, you can actually watch the game. We are doing a live screening of the game in a Wembley location for all the England games over the Euros. So you will be able to watch the game. It's not like a watch along where you're watching us comment on the game. I mean, we'll be there giving our thoughts throughout the game, but the game will be on and you'll be able to watch the game live as it's happening. So don't worry about that. If you want to come, you get a free beer with every ticket as well. There should be a good atmosphere. There should be a laugh. There should be a nice get together in Wembley as well. So if there are celebrations and stuff with England fans, you can go. You can even get down to the stadium after the game and join in those celebrations. So it's not a long walk away from the stadium. So come join us. Every single England game for the Euros, we are doing live screenings and live events. So
yeah,
get a ticket.
Are extremely limited now for the Croatia game on Sunday. But if you want to get your tickets you can still get tickets. There's literally a handful of tickets left for the Croatia game. So if you want to get a ticket, I'd suggest you get it now, because they will most likely be gone by the end of the day. But we do have tickets on sale for the Scotland game and the Czech Republic game as well. So link is in description for all 3 of those games. Yeah. And we've also got a Predictor League as well running on, and the winner of that league will be getting £100. £100 is up for grabs. So if you want to join in that Predictor League, the link is in description below as well for that one. So come and join us and see if you can beat us at predicting the Euros. It's all in good fun.
Absolutely.
Completely free to play, and you can win £100 at the end of it. So it's absolutely no-brainer in my opinion.
Yeah, the link is in description below, and there should be a good crowd there on Sunday as well. So I'm looking forward to the meet-up. I'm looking forward to having a few drinks, singing a few Barmy Army songs, and hopefully England get the 3 points, because I say we need them, but actually second is probably better than first, how this group works out. So, I mean, we don't need them, but I'm looking forward to some good football.
We wanted Croatia to be a bit better than 2018, not a bit worse.
James Joris says, watching the game at Wembley with WeAreTottenhamTV would be epic. If I lived in England, I'd be all over that.
James Joris, just get to England, mate. You've got a few days to get down. You've got a few days.
You've got time.
Unless you're on the red list, and then maybe not.
Maybe not.
Or even in the amber list, maybe not. Only if you're on the green list country, you can get over. But yeah, it is going to be good fun. I'm really, really looking forward to it. If any of you saw our content or came with us for the cup final against Man City, you would have seen and known what it's all about. We're trying to replicate that day, but obviously we're not trying to replicate that scoreline.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
But it is going to be good fun.
Hopefully England have more than a shot. I'd hope.
The beers are going to be flowing, and the songs are going to be flowing as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. Badil and Skinner is probably going to be played on repeat all day, isn't it?
James Joyce says, just booking for my flight now. Would love to watch the game with you all.
So come down. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a really good day. And the Scotland day and the Czech Republic day, it's all going to be good fun. So get yourselves down to at least one of them, because all 3 of them are going to be big days. How do you think we kind of beat this Croatia side? Because you mentioned before how we've got so many different ways of playing with the kind of players we have in our squad. But what do you think the way we're going to get at this Croatian side?
So they're going to be extremely solid. This
They're very
team,
compact side, aren't they?
definitely, and they have to be like that because they don't really have the legs maybe they did back in 2018. So the likes of Modric, Brozovic, and Rakitic or Kovacic, especially Rakitic and Modric, they can't cover as much ground as
Do
maybe
these
they
players
used
age?
to. I know, it's unbelievable. Modric has got a new contract at 35, so maybe I'm talking rubbish, but from what I've seen of him at Madrid, even though he's still class, he can't cover as much ground as he used to. Yeah. So we need to be able to stretch to make the pitch as big as possible, stretch them, make them cover as much ground as possible, and with our younger, fresher legs, we should be able to be more energetic and be fresher than them. And especially in their midfield three, we can't let that midfield three dominate us, and we can't let them take control of the game. That's where the game will be won and lost, I think, in that centre of the park, because that's where they're strongest. I feel like on the wings, they can be stopped. They're still good players, but they can be stopped. But in the centre, that's where they have their most talent. That's where they have their serious players. And if we can stop them playing that passing game and dominating us physically, then I think we have the forward players to definitely make chances and win. And we beat them in Nations League, didn't we? Not so long ago. I remember Harry Kane scored a last-minute winner. I remember that. That wasn't so long ago. So I think we've definitely shown we have the capabilities of beating them, and we'll want revenge for the World Cup as well. So I can see England definitely.
Sure, they don't want revenge for the Nations League.
Maybe they want. But I think. I definitely think that we'll be definitely well up for this game. I just also feel opening game of the tournament, Croatia are going to give it their all, but I feel like they might run out of steam as the tournament goes on, and that's how I feel like. I feel like it's still going to be a very difficult game on Sunday.
When I'm trying to assess our group, I was listening to Jose Mourinho talk this morning on Talk Sport, and what he was saying about our group, he was saying that Scotland are probably the weakest team in our group. Or one, he said it's obviously between Czech Republic and Scotland, but he's saying Scotland are a much different outfit this year than they are usually, and he's very impressed with the Scottish side, and they're going to be very, very hard to beat. It's going to be interesting to see how the Czech Republic and Scotland game pans out. Absolutely.
As I said before, Scotland are definitely better this year than they have been in previous seasons. They've got some good players, man. They have some good players. They have a lot of Premier League players this time round compared to last time, or whenever they usually are in a tournament. They're usually full of Championship players and Scottish League players, which I'm still sure they still have a few of them, but Eliza Scott McTominay, Tierney, Andy Robinson, Shea Adams, John McGinn. They got some good talent there.
And they got that guy as manager as well, don't they? The old Chelsea assistant, Steve Clark. Steve Clark. Yeah.
Steve Clark is their manager. So they will be a tough nut to crack, and they'll definitely be hard to beat for England. Definitely hard to beat, especially in that game. They're going to be well up for it. They're going to be so up for it. It's going to be like a cup final, that game for them. It's going to be pretty much a cup final for them. But we definitely have superior quality, but that fight and desire, I'm sure they'll match us for that. So it's going to be an interesting game. And Scotland, I can definitely see. I don't see them progressing past, say, the last 16 if they qualify through that third round placing element. But that'll be a good result for them last 16. I'm sure they'll be happy with that.
That's exactly what Jose said. He can't see them going past the last 16, but they're going to be an incredibly difficult side to beat just because of their passion and their grit on the pitch and their determination.
And I think if it looks like they're going to find a way for Tierney and Robinson to get into the Sabre side. They're two obviously seriously quality players, two of the top left backs in the league. And I think Shea Adams is very underrated. He's so good at bringing other players into play, and he's got a very good passing ability and good physicality as well. So he's not to be underestimated. So I think Scotland have got a good chance in the group.
Who does David Marshall play for these days?
It's still Rangers. It's Derby.
He's their number one. Craig Gordon's still there. He's number two.
Wow.
He's the second choice keeper. I mean, they got Andy Robertson, Grant Hanley of Norwich, right?
Yeah.
Kieran Tierney, Liam Cooper, Scott McKenna, Scott McTominay, John McGinn, Callum McGregor, John Fleck, Stuart Armstrong, Ryan Fraser, Billy Gilmore, James Forrest, Che Adams. I mean, it is better, but the last time we came up against them, what was it, 2 years ago or something, when we got that equaliser in the last minute, Harry Kane. I mean, we couldn't even beat them then.
Yeah, they were a lot worse then. I remember, who's it? Lee Griffiths got 2 free kicks that game.
That was it in the space of like 3 minutes or something.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. And they nearly snatched it away from us. But as you're absolutely right, it's always difficult against Scotland. It's always difficult against Scotland. So now they've actually got a bit more quality as well. It's going to make it even more difficult. So I can definitely see a rough ride happening in that game.
I was actually there in the at Wembley for the playoffs in 2000.
Were you?
For the Euros, yeah.
Well, we lost.
We lost 1-0. Don Hutchinson scored, but we won 2-0 in the previous leg. So we went through, but at the old Wembley, I was there. It was actually mad. I remember mad atmosphere. I was in year 6 at the time. Primary school took us on an outing to Wembley. 2 games they took us. I remember they took us to that game, and they took us to the Ukraine friendly where we just signed Sergei Rebrov, and he was on the program. He hadn't kicked the ball for us but he was on the program, and it said in brackets Tottenham. And I just remember that bit standing out to me so much. I was like, we got Rebrov.
I shouldn't have been so happy, eh?
Yeah. Tell me about it. But is there anyone waiting in the back end? Like I said, if you guys want to come on and have your say, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. So don't be shy. Just come on and have your say. We'll have a nice chat about how you think England will be doing in the Euros, about how you think the game is going to pan out on Sunday. And like I said, we do have a handful of tickets left for Sunday for the live watch along, for the live screening of England against Croatia. So if you want to get down there, do go to the link in the description below and grab yourself a ticket, and every ticket comes with a free beer, and you'll be having your opinions on YouTube, live on YouTube after the game, and the live interviews, as well as your reactions during the game as well. So really, really looking forward to Sunday. I really am.
Absolutely. And sorry, Brian's there.
Brian Daigle is with us. We'll bring him on in a second.
We'll bring him on in a second.
But look, I just love an international tournament. I just love it.
Yeah, it's when the whole country gets together. It's something special, I think. It really is special when everyone's pulling in the same direction, and there's that real family feel with all English football fans. It doesn't matter who you support. Everyone's just hoping for the same thing. And I remember very clearly when we beat Tunisia last World Cup, and just hearing the street singing Harry Kane's name, Harry Kane. What was it? Oh no, I can't remember. They had obviously we have our song for him. They had their own song. The England fans.
I can't remember what it was, but I know what you're saying.
And I felt like that tingly feeling, like everyone's loving Harry Kane.
What
despite
about when
just
you
a Spurs fan.
saw the clips coming out from Russia with Troops and Robbie?
Yeah, Troops like Harry Kane, man. I'm like loving it, and I'm just loving every single second of it. And
you're going to be doing the same if Bukayo Saka scores.
Yeah, I guess so. But
I remember so clearly in a World Cup where Sol Campbell put us 1-0 up. Was it against Sweden?
Yeah,
against Sweden.
Denmark.
Was it Denmark? I don't remember who it was, but I was just thinking to myself, like, can I really celebrate a fucking Sol Campbell goal? But look,
it's like when a goal was a VAR check. Can I really celebrate this? I don't really know. Have to wait until. But yeah, I know what you mean.
I think anyone but him, basically.
Literally, and you'll be all right. But yeah,
and he also in extra time was against Portugal in extra time. He
in
scored
the Euros 2004.
Yeah,
I remember that. I was how old was I? I was 12 years old, sitting there and we were watching in the living room. And when that goal went in, we all went up celebrating, going mad. Then it got ruled out. What an injustice we felt. I remember what an injustice I felt after that one.
Yeah, well, it's due to the horrible man himself. But anyway, let's get Brian Daigle on.
Hey.
Brian,
afternoon, lads. How you doing?
Yes, so we're good. How are you, mate?
Good to see you, Brian.
I'm good. Apart from hearing Judas's name, but yeah, you got to remember he also done it. I think you remember he did it in France '98 in that game against Argentina as well when we scored.
He did.
He was a Spurs player then.
He was a Spurs player then, and it was all good. It was Sweden in Tokyo and Japan. To Tokyo and Japan and South Korea.
Yeah.
I can remember being up at like 6 a.m. So that was a great World Cup. That was. Pubs open at 6 a.m. I was still drinking. It was a wonderful time.
We got a chat here in the comment section. Lyrics to the new rendition of Three Lions, and he goes, 3 brides on a shirt.
Go,
that's only for Spurs. That's for Spurs. That's for Spurs. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this Euros. I think we're going to do good.
Yeah, looking at our squad, Brian, do you think our attacking talent, where do you think that ranks in terms of team countries in Europe right now with the attacking talent England have?
I think it is right up there. I was just watching a thing earlier this morning. It was a snippet thing with Gary Lineker and Micah Richards and
Roy Keane,
the ex-Swansea defender Williams.
Yeah.
And they were saying, do you know what? this is the first time where England have got a squad where you actually substitute someone, you're actually not making the squad weaker. The strength and depth in the attacking field is formidable. It really, really is. And I mean, you look at it, even if you play, let's say, Grealish and Mount, you got Foden to come on, you got Rashford, you got Sterling. I think we have got some real depth this time. I think we're going to go far.
So who starts on Sunday for you then? In the attacking positions?
I'm going to say I always will go with Grealish.
Grealish on the left or in the middle?
Say again?
On the left or in the middle for Grealish?
That's the decision. That's why Gareth Southgate gets the bucks. When it comes to Southgate, actually, Southgate, Grealish, it reminded me, you guys will know the person I'm about to mention very, very well, but I had a very, very good friend who was an Aston Villa fan that I met in Israel. He actually lives in Birmingham, but his dad is Penny Zahavi.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. So I heard Grealish being mentioned long time before he actually, like Everton were with Rooney. And obviously you got the Grealish connection that should have been us. I would always start Grealish. Out of those three with Mount as well, I'd always go with Grealish. But Mason Mount has been phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame about the club he plays for, but what can you do?
The real shame. The real shame.
And then you start Grealish, Kane, and who do you put at the third one then?
Oh, I'm going to have to go with Mason Mount.
Mason
Mount.
Have to. I think Sancho has a chance.
I think he has a chance, but he hasn't really been in favour with England recently. He really hasn't. I don't know why. And you know what? The thing is, and I saw it when I watched the ITV game against, I think it was the last one. The last one they just played. I can't remember who it was. Well, at half time they were showing that he just keeps cutting in. And he gets far and he can take on the players, but his end product just isn't up to scratch. Or it wasn't in that game.
Yeah.
So he's another refreshing one with his pace to bring on 70 minutes when teams are tiring. A great sub to bring on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got a few of those with Sterling and Rashford, as you say.
Exactly.
A lot of pace merchants. How, in terms of the group, if England finish top, they play one of Germany, Portugal, France in the next round because of how the groups work. So would you say it's definitely better? Is it a race to finish second for you?
This is the thing. You would say that, but then you look at it and it's like you just don't know how that group's going to go. And I personally think it's to be between France and Portugal.
Yeah.
I don't see Germany getting out. And then you look at it, either one of them, you get the current World Cup holder or the current Euro holder. So it doesn't matter which way you go. And
because Brian, if we finish second, we face a different group entirely.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Oh, now, see, Simeon, you're always good for breaking news to me. I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
So you look at it, and as they always say, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I think home soil is going to have a lot to do with it, just like Euro '96.
So I believe if we finish second, we play the group with Spain, Poland. Who's in that group? Spain, Poland, I think Sweden, and Slovakia, I think. Yeah. So we finish second. If we finish second, we play second in that group.
Okay, so there is an argument for finishing second, but they'll probably do a Tottenham. If we know we need to finish second, we'll come third.
Yeah.
So we can still qualify by finishing third. Do you know that?
My God, this Euros is like a brand new. It's like it's my first time watching the goddamn Euros. I had no idea.
No, it's completely different because they added the amount of teams in this year's Euros. It's usually 16, so I think it's 24 now. So four third spots, teams that finish third go through the top four.
Okay, well, you just thrown a whole spanner in my works now. Wow, we're Steve. But listen, I will always want England to come top. And you know what? It's just finally so refreshing to come on the Tottenham stream or a Tottenham channel and just be able to talk about some positives.
Well, talking of positives, actually, Brian, we never got you on the stream the other morning. You said you were going to come on.
I said it, yeah. Do you know what? I said I sent you a voice note, didn't I? Or no, I sent a spoiler alert saying I'm going to go absolutely stark raving mad.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed off with it. And the reason I'm pissed off with it, yes, I saw that. I've seen everything you've been doing with the Roma fan. Yeah, there's some positivities or some positives in the fact that the teams that he's played for, the players love him. Apparently, he plays attacking football. It's just, I'm just fuming with the dream that everyone swallowed. Like I said, with we're getting Conte, we're getting Poch, we're getting Ten Hag. And I said it, as soon as the season ticket renewals are done, we'll come out with a no-name and that will get no attention. It's just so underwhelming, and that's what's done it.
Yeah,
that's what's done it. We need, especially when you're looking at trying to keep Kane and Son's contract. You know what? His lawyers must be reading the longest contract in the world because it's been going since October, and they still haven't got it. And it's just like, how do you expect the way we've conducted ourselves during this time, the way we've handled it? When you got Harry Kane saying, "I want to move," and you conduct yourself in this way, it just really pisses me off.
But surely it makes sense for him to hold off on the contract until he knows like what kind of season we're going to have next season, what manager we're bringing in, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but this has been going on since October.
Yeah, and we've been gradually getting worse and worse since October.
Exactly. It's like, lock this down, get it done. Son, we all know how much Son loves the club. Sign it, get it done, and then the whole thing that's gone on this whole season, and then you bring in everything like the Super League, sacking Mourinho, and I could go on with a load of other things.
What about this, Brian? What about Premier League breaking history for the longest time without a manager, and our chairman's on a yacht?
Well, this is the thing, mate. You got to remember. I think what Daniel Levy has got as trophies now is unwanted records to break.
Yes.
Let's get a season without signing anyone. Let's do the ESL. Let's try and get to strap. That's the titles he's going for. They're his trophies. And as I said, all he cares about right now is he's playing Monopoly with us. We've got to the 8 richest club. It's like he's landing on Park Lane with 5 hotels in Monopoly, and that's his achievements now, just to get us up that ladder.
Maybe we can go a whole season without winning a game. That'll be the next step.
I mean, this is the thing as well. They say, I mean, Paratucci has been, from all different reports, he's been on a plane for about a week now. I think he's orbited the world, and he's not got permission to land because apparently he's on a flight with the only club that has a sporting director working for us when they haven't signed a contract. He's in the air. He's coming. It's next week. It's this week. Only at Tottenham.
Only Tottenham. Before I let you go, what's your prediction for Sunday?
So Sunday, do you know what? I think he's actually going for the let's just not lose this game. I think the most important thing, I think Croatia and the Czech Republic, just like at Euro 96 with Switzerland, was a bad game. I'm not saying that we went out for the draw there, but I think this group, just don't lose. I think Croatia are getting older, and I think we're going to win. But if we get a draw, I'm not going to be too downhearted, because then we'll go and do Scotland and Czech Republic.
All right. And what's your prediction for where England will go in the Euros total? Where do you think we'll end up?
Well, do you know what? I was going to say let's just get past the group stage and take it from there. But now you guys have just opened a whole new world to me. I don't know what to say. Let's go for another semi-final, minimum.
Semi-final.
All right. I like the positivity, Brian. I like the positivity.
We can be positive for once. It's not Tottenham. Tottenham can't let us down.
There are not many Tottenham players
England have
in the
no
squad
problem
either.
letting us down. Don't you worry about that.
You got to remember, Brian, England are the international Spurs.
Yeah, but you got to remember the one thing as well. England have got the Czech Republic on my birthday and 7th wedding anniversary. So let's just hope the group's wrapped up and I don't have to have my birthday anniversary with a big black note.
Brian,
Brilliant.
Absolute pleasure as always. Good to speak to you and good to have you back on the channel.
Always, guys.
And also, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers, by the way.
Yeah, well done, mate. Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you, guys. I spoke to you both off camera, and as you know, I'll always say thank you for your constant support, help, advice, and everything. You both guys should be. I'm so proud to be affiliated with you guys and know you guys personally. You guys just keep on rocking and just keep doing what you're doing, because you're going from strength to strength, and you're the catalyst for all of us, mate. So just keep doing what you're doing, and thank you for your support.
No, thanks you, Brian. And a few comments here in the chat just before you go. John Fitzpatrick says Brian Daigle is prime time TV, and Liam Powell says legend Brian. So if you guys haven't, go and subscribe to Tottenham Away right now. Let's get them over to 2,000 as soon as possible.
Let's do it. Let's try and get more followers, and more followers mean they're loving my Levy rants, which means the more of them I can get, the more that we can help.
Brilliant, Brian.
All right, nice one, Brian.
Have a great day, guys. Speak to you soon.
You too. See you in a bit.
Levy out.
Levy out.
Go and stick that in just before we go.
See, even on the England streams, it still says it.
Levy out. Damn right.
Damn right. Brian is absolutely top quality, mate.
Gotta love it. Absolutely. Gotta love Brian Daigle. Yeah, and it's interesting. People aren't aware of the new formats for the Euros.
Yeah.
It is a bit complicated.
It's complicated because you're used to something like throughout the history of time, and then it just changes.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't remember, was it the same as last Euros as well? Three of the top 4 teams also qualify.
No.
Was it
last
not?
one?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
This is the first Euros it's happened.
Because England finished third in our group last time, didn't we? No, we went out to Iceland in the knockouts.
Yeah, the knockouts, we went out to Iceland.
But I think
different.
Who did we play in our groups last Euros?
We played. Who did we play? Slovenia. I think we drew 0-0.
Mm-hmm.
We played Russia. We drew 1-1.
Where was the last?
And we played
Portugal?
Wales.
Was it in Portugal?
No, it was in France.
I was in France.
I went to the last Euros.
What game did you go to?
So I had tickets for what was supposed to be England versus France, because England playing Iceland and France were playing whoever, and they made it through.
And England lost to
And
Iceland.
then England lost to Ireland. So Iceland.
Were you in France at the time?
No, I wasn't in France at the time. It was the day before I was leaving.
Gosh.
So I was watching England play Iceland. I was like, all right, what England have to do is get past Iceland. I'm going to England versus France at Euro 2016. One epic game. Ended up having to see bloody France versus Iceland. It was 5-2 battering. I mean, it was nice. It was a good experience, but it wouldn't be the same if it was England and France.
Yeah, well, you probably saved yourself the heartache of after the game.
Yeah, maybe. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. I
What was the
was
score
so
in
buzzing.
the Iceland-France game?
5-2.
5-2.
Yeah, it was battering at the end. You know what I mean?
We couldn't even lay a glove on them.
No,
We literally could not lay a glove. That game was the most depressing game of football outside of Tottenham that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
As
we
soon as
couldn't
we
do
went 2-1
anything
down,
that
it was like
game.
we had lost the game. It was
Literally.
over. It was in the
Literally.
first half. It was like the game was over. It was madness.
Jamie Davis says Portugal finished third in the last Euros and won it. So maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, because Portugal didn't win any game last Euros in 90
That's
minutes.
right. Yeah, I remember that. So they drew. So they went through with 3 points.
Must have, yeah.
Wow.
It must have gone
So
through 3 points.
that's what we were saying in our other video. Then it will be very hard to go through with 3 points. But we can see it's possible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's possible, but it's hard. But
Yeah.
it's possible, yeah. It's definitely possible.
Is there
3
anyone
points
else?
is
If you guys want to come on and have your say, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. So do come and have your say on how you think England will do, or anything you want to have your say on. Literally anything about the tournament. We're here to take the call, so do call in. We don't have. How long have we got? We'll go for another 10 minutes or so. See if anyone comes on. But like I keep saying, I'm just so excited for this tournament. I love international tournaments, especially after 2018, because 2018, I think, really brought the nation's love back for the international game.
Absolutely. And I think it got people excited about England again. I think it had been so long. So I think even people going into that tournament weren't that excited about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, another disappointment.
Yeah.
It was going to be another heartache, more embarrassment, more like, especially after the Euro to 2016. And so to actually have a tournament where England actually played quite well and actually played with passion and actually we bowled it when it mattered, but we didn't bowl like easy games like we usually do. It was just refreshing and it was exciting and you couldn't wait for every game. So I think we're taking that kind of positivity into this tournament. That's how I feel, and I feel the squad definitely. Maybe there is a little bit more pressure, but the squad definitely feel like they've got a chance to achieve something this time.
I mean, I haven't. The last time I felt like this going into a tournament, like positively about England, it was probably not since '98, because that was on the back of that '96 Euros, which obviously captured the hearts of the nation that year. And then going into that '98 World Cup, you might have been too young to remember it.
Yeah, I wasn't 94.
But there was a similar feeling like to this, in my opinion, because we were going in there with a really good squad as well. A fresh Michael Owen, prime time Michael Owen, coming off the back of that FA Cup win against Arsenal. Scoring those goals. I think it was off the back of that anyway.
No,
before, it was after that.
That was after.
But anyway, either way, he was like the darling of the nation, Michael Owen, at the time. He had David Beckham with his blonde curls and stuff like that. You had a top squad going into that, and I actually feel that squad might be better than this squad that we got now, especially in defence. Anyway.
Yeah, than we got now. Back then, the likes of like Andy Cole were being left out of the squad, weren't they? So that shows how much quality we had in that squad. Darren Anderton was a big part of it. I remember he started, didn't he score? He scored in one of the games, Darren Anderton, in '98.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure against Colombia, I think.
But yeah, we had some brilliant. I mean, obviously Gareth Southgate was there. Seaman, Campbell, Lasso, Ince, Adams, Southgate, Beckham, Batty, Shearer, Sheringham, McManaman, Neville, Anderton, Merson, Scholes, Owen.
Paul Merson was there.
Yeah, Paul Merson was on the bench. Scholes. I don't know how Robert Lee got on the team. Rio Ferdinand. You know what I mean? That's a top quality side.
Yeah, that must have been a very young Rio Ferdinand as well, like an 18-year-old.
Yeah, it was. I think Rio Ferdinand was at
West Ham. That's right. That's impressive.
Leeds.
Wow. So I think that's one of the shining lights. And I'm looking forward to how this England team can compete against when they have expectation on them, when we're expected to do things now. So I'm excited to see how they perform, and I think a lot of pressure's on Southgate. I think he's the main one under pressure this tournament because
I agree. I think if it goes bad for him this tournament, he could go at the end.
Yeah, I agree, and I think with his attacking talent, if we had a proper world-class attacking manager, like we could easily be on one of the favourites.
I actually don't think we need an attacking manager. I think we need a defensive manager. I think the most perfect manager for England right now would be Jose Mourinho.
No, I disagree.
I think Jose Mourinho will set us up solidly. We'd be absolute dynamite on the counter-attack, and Jose can kind of like set up game plans for knockout tournament. That's what his forte is.
Yeah, that's not a bad point. I just feel like we need to play to our strengths. That's how I feel like. And we need to make sure the attacking players are getting as many chances as possible. So we have to see.
And you know what this means? You know what this means,
it's
people?
It's not the Iceland clap, is it?
It's not the Iceland clap. You know what this means? It's Cody. Cody, man, long time no speak.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
All good, mate. How are you?
I'm good. You know, it's kind of interesting watching you guys get excited for a football match for a tournament here. It's been a while since we've seen this excitement. You guys, it's been so long since Spurs have had a game that you guys are ready to have your hearts broken all over again.
Ready to do it all over again,
it's what
Cody.
We're addicted to, Cody. We love heartbreak. We just love it. We love the heartbreak.
Yeah, suckers.
Cody, what team are you following in this tournament?
Well, I really want to see Turkey. I feel like Turkey is a team that is full of some players that we should be interested in, and also I know that they're kind of popular as a dark horse pick, but just listening to Cenk talk about Turkey gets me excited about watching
Turkey
some of the young
propaganda
players
right now. He's proper spouting the Turkey propaganda.
Oh yeah, Turkish prop 24/7 from Cenk right now. That's for sure. But you know what? I'll be the first one to admit that international football, in particular the World Cup, was one of the main things that got me into watching football. I was watching international football before I became a Spurs supporter, so I'm totally excited for this. You know, having had to wait an extra year for a major tournament like this, it's just there's just something to be said about the amount of passion that goes into these tournaments and the way that the players display it, the excitement, the fans. It's just, you know, I know that there's a lot of money that is involved in a tournament like this, but it's not the same as like a Premier League or a Serie A or a Champions League. It's, you know, the players aren't being paid. It's just all about the crest, all about representing your country. And as a Canadian, I certainly am jealous of some of these national teams and the quality that they have. I wish that our men's team was anywhere near that.
Well, you got Alphonso Davis.
Yeah, we got one player.
Maybe you know what? Who other Canadians are there? I can't remember any.
Yeah, are there any other big ones there?
Christine Sinclair, but unfortunately they won't let her play for the men's side.
You had Paul Stalteri.
Yeah, that's true.
Thomas Radzinski. I remember he Thomas Radzinski.
Oh, Radzinski,
yeah. He used to play for Everton. He was a good Canadian player. Lars Hirschfeld.
There's a few. There's a few. There's dozens of us. Dozens. But go on, Cody. Oh, I just wanted to ask, what were your guys' thoughts on on Southgate replacing Trent with Ben White. Did you think that he should have brought a midfielder in instead?
No, I actually agree with it. I think as soon as Trent got injured, or even when the squad was announced, I said he should have taken an extra centre-back in terms of an extra right-back. So I thought it was a good spot. I think I said before he made the call that it should have been the Everton player, Godfrey. But after Ben White's performance against Romania, I actually quite like him. So I thought it was a good call, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Ward-Prowse is unlucky because I think he kind of offers something we don't really have in the squad in terms of his set pieces. We don't really have that kind of set piece specialist unless Trippier's maybe on the pitch. But so I think on that sense he's a bit unlucky. But our centre-backs with Stones and Maguire having fitness issues, and then you're relying on Mings and Cody, I think we could do with another one in there. So I think it was right. He's versatile and he's good quality player, Ben White. I'm actually a big fan of him, so I'm not disappointed that he picked him.
And also he can push up to the midfield if needs be.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, do you think that's the kind of Achilles heel of the squad right now is the centre backs?
This has turned into you interviewing us. What happened here?
I don't mind.
No, it's good. I like it.
You guys are the experts, Like
what were you saying? Sorry,
I'm just a regular old neutral here, just trying to get some insight onto what you guys think about your own squad at the moment. That's all.
What was the question you just asked?
Oh, what do you think the Achilles heel is of the squad? Do you think it's the centre back position right now?
Oh,
I actually think it's the spine. Yeah, I think the spine of the team, the goalkeeper, the centre backs, and centre mids. And they're not. None of them are bad players, but none of them are on the level of the rest of the team. That's how I feel. I feel like we've got elite fullbacks, we've got elite wingers, we've got an elite striker, but the centre backs, the centre mids, and the goalkeeper, they're not really elite. They're not really the same. I feel quality of the rest of the team. So the spine is a bit wanting, but I think the quality is so strong in other areas it could make up for it. I'm hoping.
I feel that if Maguire is out injured for an extended amount of time, if he is out for the majority of the tournament, then that will really, really punish us, because I think Stones, however good he is, he needs someone commanding next to him.
Yeah, fair enough. You guys were talking about this kind of being Southgate's last stand as far as his position as England manager. What do you think would be an acceptable result for England? Is this a tournament that he needs to win or at least make the finals?
I think semi-finals.
Yeah,
minimum.
I think repeat a semi-final. I think most England fans would be content with that at this stage. I think last time was a complete surprise that we even got there, and we did kind of bottle it, I feel, near the end in that Croatia game. But looking at this tournament, to be honest, looking at our attacking talent, you might be disappointed we didn't get to the final, to be honest. But I think most fans would accept a semi-final appearance.
I think in terms of our squad, when you're comparing our squad to the rest of the tournament, I think we're maybe in the top 5, maybe just at the bottom of the top 5. I think around there.
Well, I think there's France, there's Portugal. Who else is better than us?
France, Portugal, but you got
Italy, maybe.
You think
maybe Italy as well.
You don't think Germany?
No, I think we're better than Germany. I think we're
Germany
better than Germany. And I think we're better than Spain as well. I think we're better than Spain as well.
Interesting. I know. I think you're right in saying we're better than them, but I still think if we come up against a Germany or a Spain, we'll struggle.
Yeah. Probably. Because of England, knowing England, yeah.
Let's take England out of the equation for a second. Mm-hmm. Who do you guys think is the actual tournament favorite, and who would you like to see? Let's say you had to say a favorite, a dark horse, and a Cinderella.
My favourite, you got to say France, I think.
Yeah.
I think you got to say France. I think they've got absolute top quality all over the pitch, all over their bench, all over their under-21 squad. I mean, they've got an absolute plethora of talent everywhere. Absolutely amazing squad there. Who would your favourite be? France as well?
Yeah, has to be. I think it's so hard to point a weakness at them. They have elite, unlike England, they have elite players across the park. They absolutely can pick and choose whoever they want. So I think they have to be favourites at this stage, especially after winning the World Cup. And they won it like it did. I felt like they won it not even getting out of first gear as well. They won the World Cup. Yeah. So battering Croatia in the final 4-2. I think they got a lot more where that came from as well. So I think France would be the favourites. When I talk about a dark horse, I would actually put Italy there. I'll put Italy as a dark horse because I think under Mancini they're doing quite well. They're unbeaten, I think, in 3 years. I think they haven't conceded a goal in a while as well. So I think if the Italians, you can never count them out, and they've got some good quality players. I think Immobile as well has had a couple of great years for Lazio. So if he's on top of his game, they got a goal scorer there. We all know how tight they can be at the back. So I think Italy for sure can be dark horses in this tournament.
I actually got a feeling Wales could do quite well in this tournament. I think Gareth Bale, with the season he's had, I know
Wales.
Yeah, I think Wales with Gareth Bale on form, Aaron Ramsey coming into it as well.
Do you think Wales are better than Scotland?
I think Gareth Bale's a difference for sure. Especially Gareth Bale and Ramsey.
Squad, Scotland have a better squad than Wales.
Wales always seem to be very together at these. I mean, I just remember the last Euros, how well they did. That's all I'm going on, to be honest. But I think they're a fairly tournament side, Wales.
Bale hasn't scored for Wales in 11 games.
Apparently. You watch, he's going to score in this tournament. He's going to score plenty of goals.
I hope you're right.
Joe Rodon and Ben Davis at the back. I'm just going because they've got the most Spurs players, to be honest.
Oh, wow, today. Oh, no, they're definitely going out in the groups then. Definitely going out in the groups. I can guarantee you that right now. If I'm going for a Cinderella story, I think maybe Sweden.
Why'd you say that?
Because I think they've got some good young players in Isaac. First of all, they've got a fairly decent pathway. They've got a fairly decent pathway if they play their cards right to a quarterfinal or semi-final, and then from then on it's one off. So they've got some really talented players in Isaac, as you say, Kulilevsky, Forsberg, Robin Quaison as well is a good player. They got Lindelof at the back as well, who's been solid for United. He's really improved. So they could be a bit of a Cinderella story if things turn out well for them. They did quite well at the last World Cup as well, if I remember rightly. We beat them in the quarterfinals, but they got to the quarterfinals quite impressively.
Last 16 we beat them, didn't they?
No, quarters, because we beat Colombia in the last 16, didn't we?
That's right, yeah.
So, I think Sweden could be one that people are not maybe noticing.
Yeah, I think maybe, I don't really know, teams who are not being noticed. Probably someone big like Spain or Belgium. I think Belgium. Everyone's writing Belgium off, but they've still got a host of talent there in their squad, and they've got players who haven't been performing well over the last couple of years, like Eden Hazard, who could burst on the scene again easily. So I think Belgium. I think people should still take notice of Belgium because they've got an aging backline. But in a tournament, anything can happen. And I think they've been a letdown in the last few tournaments because they've been favourites. I think they were favourites maybe in 2018, or definitely one of the favourites.
Yeah.
They lost in the semi-finals, wasn't it? So I think that they'll be gutted that they haven't got over the line yet, Belgium. So
they lost to Wales at the
Euros. Yeah, so I think Belgium will be gutted that they haven't done better in the last two tournaments. So I think you've got to watch out for them as well.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, for me personally, I think France is far and away the favorite, but maybe just a half step behind them, I would put Portugal. Yeah. And, France, it's incredible that Ndombele hasn't made this squad and Sissoko has. So you could even say that despite being the favorites, they have the potential to even be better if they had made some different selections. But I think Germany should kind of be looking at as a dark horse a little bit because they are coming out of that clear group of death, and they do seem to be a little bit on the downside. A lot of their players are starting to age, getting quite older now, but people are also kind of brushing them aside and not talking about them. So you can never count the Germans out. I really don't want to see Italy. I know what you're saying about them being a dark horse. I just can never forgive, and I'm not a big proponent of the French national team, but the way that Marco Materazzi induced the headbutt from Zinedine Zidane, although time plus tragedy does equal funny, but at the time, I was just so upset with the way that went down because I was not rooting for Italy at that point. So I'll never forget that. But I'll go with Turkey as my Cinderella story. But you know what? I'm looking forward to it. I can see you guys have more guests in the back, so I'll move along here. But predict the unpredictable. That's one thing about these big tournaments. There's always great storylines. I'm so looking forward to this. It's going to be completely unpredictable. And something to distract us from Tottenham Hotspur.
Cody, absolute pleasure as always. Great to speak to you again. And hopefully we'll be getting your opinions throughout the tournament.
Yeah. Take care, guys. Good luck.
Thanks a lot, Cody. Cheers. See you in a bit.
All right. That was always great getting Cody Mack on.
Yeah,
Let's get
Cody.
Ed on.
Ed.
How you doing, Ed?
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Oh, I think he's on mute. Is he on mute? Can't hear him.
Ed?
It might be on your side, Ed. Maybe there's a problem with the microphone.
All right, we'll go to, is there someone else waiting as well? Yeah. Let's go to Jamie, Manila Pretty.
Hi, yeah, and I'm mates with Cody. We're both part of Will Rants. Yeah, and also we've with the no, well, I'm the English arm or the Asian arm. Because they've helped to set up persuasion. It's hard to say. Persuasion. It's basically a Spurs chat that's going to be helping Asian Spurs fans to have a dialogue. And what does it say in my name? Yeah. So yeah, in the Philippines. Yeah, I was born in Chase Farm Hospital. And my parents are from South Tottenham and Edmonton, but I got married 6 years ago, so I'm out here now. So, but yeah, but sorry, carry on. Regards the Euros, it's going to be hard to get coverage out here. What with the restrictions for health, the worldwide pandemic and whatnot. So it's going to be talk sport and you guys. So regards the Euros itself, I think Cody's hit it on the head. As far as I'm concerned, as long as a team that has a Spurs player in it wins the trophy, I'm happy. So yeah, well, winning. Well, England and Tottenham share a similar hold your breath stance, so I think we're going to get up high. But it will be the luck of the draw as to whether we win it, regards who we get in the preceding rounds. So the heart says yes, we can. The head says we're up there, but it depends. It really depends on how the draw comes, regards where we finish in our group and so on and so forth. I would, well, I would say three at the back would be the three at the back, four in the middle. Maybe like I don't know, a 3-4-3, or a diamond formation, 3-4-2-1, with Kane headed up front. But I wouldn't say that we put everything at the back. We've got to keep moving forward, which is what Tottenham should have done all last season. So.
Tell me about it. Who would you start in a front three? Would you obviously with Kane? Who would you put alongside him?
I would say, well, this is showing. I would say Kane, Foden. Trying to think who else would be good to put up there. I've been so focused on the Tottenham thing. It's sort of muddled my brain. But basically, it's got to be attack-minded, whether it be the midfield or whether it be the front line. But
yeah.
I'm not gonna spout rubbish and say a front line that's not possible.
What about no? Is it, you got Grealish, you got Sancho, you got Foden, you got Mount, you got Rashford, you got Sterling.
On that basis, I would say Grealish or Rashford on the left, Sancho, Foden on the right, and Kane up front.
Okay, interesting. It's going to be a very difficult decision for Gareth Southgate on Sunday, so we have to wait and see how it all pans out. Where do you reckon England are coming this tournament? Where do you reckon we're going to finish?
I would say as long as penalties don't come into it, as they have done down the line, I would say that I would say we could make the finals.
Really?
I'm gonna reserve. Well, be positive. I've got to be positive about something. I mean, at the moment, Spurs are doing their best to take out my will to live. But you know, I would say we can make it. It'll be France, England, or France, Portugal final, if that's statistically possible.
All right, Jamie. Absolute pleasure, mate. Thanks for coming on.
And I didn't mention it earlier, but I would be great if you could collab with the Will Rance crew. That would be nice.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we're always speaking to Cody and Will. That's for sure.
Okay, well, just be careful of BJ then.
Yeah, I've heard.
Okay, well, come on, you Spurs, come on, England, and
come on.
Nice one, Jamie. Good to meet you.
Let's hope Ed has a better connection when you get hold of him next time. Anyway, thanks for your broadcast, because they help me feel connected out here in Asia.
Oh, brilliant. You're welcome on any time, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for calling. I'll speak to you soon.
See you then.
Cheers, Jamie. See you.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Who have we got on next? We've got Ross.
Ross Wallace.
Ross Wallace. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, guys. How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Was there a Burnley player called Ross Wallace? I think
was
Leeds. Was there a Leeds player?
No, he played for Rangers.
Rangers.
Rod Wallace, I think.
No, there was a Ross
Wallace.
I've
never heard of him.
I think that was a Ross Wallace. I think there was a full player called a Ross Wallace. Anyway.
Definitely played for Rangers, I think.
Anyway, Ross, I love the England kit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Go on, what's your opinions going to go on?
I mean, firstly, I think we need to be super conscious about not being scared to play the big teams. We've been speaking a couple of chats back. Should we be second? Should we be third? Why not just be first? Yes, we might play against Germany, France, or Portugal in the next round of 16, but we have to. We have to beat the best to become the champion. No matter what, we're going to come against good teams. So why not in the round of 16, maybe come up against Portugal, and then maybe in the quarter-final come against Spain, and then in the semi-final, whoever. We're going to have a difficult run in this Euros. We've got a good group. The chances are we'll come out of it okay. We're going to be up against tough opposition afterwards. We can't be scared of it. We can't be thinking, oh, well, let's look at the round of 16 first. We've got to just be strong and just go through it. You've said it all along.
I get what you're saying, Ross, but every single time we do seem to come up against a half-decent side, we struggle. Oh,
is he gone?
Ross, you there?
Slow-mo.
What's happening? Are we in slow-mo? No, it's just him.
Oh, hello?
Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. I think there's something going on with your connection.
Hello?
Ross,
hello?
are you there?
There
you are. There you are.
All right. So I am on 4G. If I cut out again, boys, just get rid of me. I'm sorry. I know what you're saying, but there's got to be a time where we come out of that spurt. Just like Spurs. We need to come out of. We're scared to go up against better opposition, or not even better. There's not many teams better than us now. There really isn't. France, maybe. You look at the odds. They're exactly the same. We have just as much depth. You look at our squad that we didn't bring to the Euros. You look at the French squad that they didn't bring to the Euros. It's scary. They could win the Euros themselves. Yeah. We just got to stop being scared of strong opposition. If we can't, players like Mount, like you said, Foden, have won so many trophies already. They shouldn't get nervous going into a game against Portugal or France.
I think it will come down to if we get to the last 16 and play one of the bigger sides, the bigger countries, if we do go on and beat them, I think that will give us a lot of confidence to go into the rest of the tournament and be like, look, we can face anyone now. We'll beat anyone. But I think we need to get over that line first. Oh, he's gone again.
Oh, is he gone again?
Every time I talk, he cuts off. I'm sorry, Ross, but we're going to have to move on because your connection, there's something wrong with your connection. But it was a really good call. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Yeah,
and
do call in
hopefully we do speak to you throughout the Euros.
Cheers, Ross. Apologies about that. Something seems so.
Is there anyone
Patience.
else waiting? Let's try and
Ed,
get Ed
let's
back
try
on.
and get Ed back. Hey, Ed.
Ed, can you hear us?
Hello?
There we go.
There you
Hey,
go,
Ed.
Ed. There you go.
We can hear you.
How you doing, Ed?
Hello. Good. How are you doing, guys?
Yeah, really good. Thanks. Good to have you on the channel. How are you feeling coming into this this tournament, and how are you feeling for the game on Sunday?
I'm pretty confident about it. I think we've got a lot of attacking talent. I mean, we're one of the best teams come into this with attacking talent, like Kane, Grealish, Sterling, Mount, Foden. We just sport with it. It's really hard to choose an ideal forward line or four. We play a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, Southgate's got his work cut out, doesn't he? Who would you select in the forward line for you? Who's your preferred picks as a front three?
Obviously Kane, because the season he's had is incredible. Probably Sancho, because he's had a good season for Dortmund, and maybe Grealish because he's had an incredible season for Villa. Every time I see him, he's just incredible.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And he could be our Gaza coming in.
we're talking about Gaza. It looks like Foden has done the Gaza hair. Do you think how important will Foden be for us this tournament?
I think it's going to be so vital because he's been so good for Man City, and yeah, he's just been so good. I'm really excited to see him. But do you play Mount and Foden, or do you play either of them? Like, it's so hard for Southgate to choose.
Yeah, I mean, you have to try and figure out a way to get all three in, but it's so unlikely you can. It's very difficult to fit all of them in.
It also depends on the game as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think we've got so many attackers and so many weapons. You got to try to choose your weapon for each opponent, I believe. That's how we got to do it, because we're not relying on only one player. We've got so many different players, so no need to limit yourselves, I think, to we have to play this player or that player.
The thing that annoys me about Southgate is he plays like a back five, so like he might play fucking Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. It's so annoying. Sorry for language.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But I think it depends who we're playing up against, and I think if we're up against a stronger side like a France or like a Portugal, I think that might be the smartest thing to do, because we all know how flawed we can be defensively. But when we're playing against like the lesser oppositions like Czech Republic or Scotland, then we just got to play to our strength completely, don't we?
Yeah, completely. Yeah, I mean, if we play like a France or like a Spain or like a Portugal, maybe like counter-attack them or like hit them on the break or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's hard
I completely agree.
How much pressure do you think Southgate's under in this tournament?
I think if he gets knocked out of the quarterfinals, I think it's a complete failure, because if he plays a back five, it's just completely wasting the attacking talent that we've actually got.
I agree, and I think that's where he's got to try and make the most out of it, doesn't he? Because I think that's where our real talent is, in the front line, and I think he's got to try and do his best to get the best out of those players as much as possible, and that's why I think he maybe is found wanting a bit Southgate. That's why I've criticised him for before, but hopefully this tournament he can prove me wrong.
Yeah, definitely. You lot, how do you feel about this Fabio Fonseca guy? Like, how do you feel about him?
Fonseca.
Paulo Fonseca.
I mean, I watched you lot videos yesterday, and you got me excited because attacking football and that,
Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice to see the attacking football back at the lane. That's for sure. I'm getting a bit excited about it. The more and more I read about him, and the more I kind of like him. But at the end of the day, you won't know until he starts managing a few games and see what he's really about.
Yeah, he could be the right fit, but we'll see. Who, Paratici?
Yeah, this Padovic. I watched you lot interview with Romeo, and he said he's one of the best sporting directors in the world. Or say
he didn't say one of. He said the best,
Mm-hmm.
bar none.
Yeah, which
How do
is
you
a
feel
big
about
shout.
him?
Yeah, I'm excited about him, and I think he definitely could. He's a person in the club who I think we've needed to come for a while now. We've needed someone to kind of take the reins on the footballing aspect and the sporting aspect. And I think he's going to do that. And his choice is Fonseca, so I guess we got to go with it. It is underwhelming considering who we were linked with earlier in the window, but I do think all in all it could be a good appointment for us. We just got to hope. We just got to give it time. The main thing I'm worried about is I feel like the fan base aren't going to give him the time he might need, and I think that's the most worrying thing for me.
He's going to need time. That is for sure.
Yeah.
I would rather Luis Campos though, because you look at the players he's brought through, like Mbappe, Fabinho, Bernardo Silva.
We can all dream, unfortunately, but I agree. I think Luis Campos might have been a better fit for what we need, but I think Paratici should be all right.
Yeah.
And we were linked with him when we had Josie, didn't we?
Yeah, very good friends, but unfortunately, Jose's moved on. It doesn't look like Campos is going to be coming to Spurs now.
Why did that break down?
What, Campos?
Why did it break down? Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was ever a genuine conversation.
I think it was only one of those things where he was good friends with Jose, so there were conversations there, but once Jose left, I don't think there was any possibility of him coming.
Oh, it's a shame.
It is.
Oh,
I mean, I don't really know much about Fabio Paratici, the director of football.
All you need to know is what Romeo said. That's all you need to know. But Ed, just finally, before I let you go, what's your score prediction for Sunday?
2-1 England. I think we need
Revenge.
some revenge for the World Cup. And the Nations League is where we beat them 2-1. So, come on. Bring it on.
All right.
Let's do it, Ed. Look forward to hearing your opinions throughout the Euros, and thanks for coming on today, mate.
Thanks, Ed.
Where do you think you lot will finish in the Euros?
I'm going for last 16 or quarterfinals.
Yeah, I'm going to go for quarters. I think we'll underachieve. I've got a feeling.
Okay, cool.
Where do you think, Ed?
I think
coming on, mate.
final.
Go on.
I think final, but we'll lose to France.
I don't know if I could handle losing a final again this season, but thanks for coming on, Ed, and we shall speak to you soon.
Cheers, Ed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the channel. It's been
no problem
pleasure.
at all. No problem
Thanks,
at all.
Ed.
Thank
I
you.
love you lot. I love you lot.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Very nice.
Have we got anyone else waiting? All right, so I think we just got a quick super chat just before we go from Chunky RS. Sorry about the disconnect, guys. We'll try again once at home with decent internet. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, England. Levy out. And that is from Ross.
Cheers, Ross. Apologies you cut out, but a good call as well. So hopefully we'll hear from you throughout the Euros.
Yeah, most definitely. So look, thank you everyone for tuning in today. That is your first match preview live stream of the Euros. England play on Sunday. If you haven't got your ticket for the live screening, the live watch along, do go to the link in the description below. Get your ticket. There is only a handful of tickets left. There's also the link in there for the Scotland and Czech Republic games. So do come and join us. It's going to be a great day out. All three of them will be. And then also we have got the link in there for our Predictor League. The clock is ticking. The deadline for that is 8 o'clock tonight. So if you want to be in it with a chance to win £100, the winner of our Predictor League will be getting £100. So why not join? It's absolutely free to join, so why not? £100. Let's get into it. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We'll be back tonight with the watch along for the first game of Euro 2020. I won't be there, but Simeon will be taking you through with a few guests. So that is Italy against Turkey tonight, and then tomorrow we've got a watch along for what have we got a watch along for tomorrow?
Wales, Switzerland.
Wales, Switzerland tomorrow.
Action.
For the Wales are the team with the most Spurs players in the Euros, and then that'll be followed on by David Harris will be taking you through Belgium against Russia, where you can see some more Spurs players there with Toby Alderweireld and the old Spurs boys like Jan Vertonghen and Nasser Chadli in the squad as well. But those are going to be the kind of plan of action over the next couple of days, and then obviously the England-Croatia live event on Sunday, which I'm massively looking forward to. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on England!